Listen closely. I need you to hear this, not just with your ears, but with your bones. I want you to reach out and touch that screen, because I am talking directly to you, to the part of you that is so deeply tired. You are tired of the cycle. You are exhausted from the grand plans, made in the darkness of midnight that dissolve in the harsh light of morning. You are sick of your own excuses, the way they sound even to you. A hollow echo in an empty room. You look in the mirror and you see potential, but it feels like it's behind glass, and you've forgotten the code. You see others moving, achieving, building, and a voice inside you whispers the most painful question of all. What do they have that I don't? You've consumed the content. You've highlighted the quotes. You've felt that jolt of inspiration. And life, real life, with its fatigue and its distractions and its endless to-dos, comes rushing back in. And you feel it again, that sinking feeling that you are simply not built for this. That is the pain. That is the quiet agony of believing you are broken. And I am telling you, right now, that is a lie. You have been sold a lie about the very nature of power. The lie is this: that discipline is a feeling you must wait for. That motivation is a tide that will one day rush in and carry you effortlessly to your dreams. So, you wait. You wait for Monday, for New Year's, for the right time, for the stars to align, and for you to finally feel like doing the hard things. And in that waiting, you construct an identity of longing. You become someone who wants to change, instead of someone who is changing. This is why you feel stuck in permanent preparation, why you feel lost in a maze of your own making. Every time you choose the path of least resistance, you aren't just skipping a workout or procrastinating on a project. You are reinforcing a story. You are gathering evidence for the prosecution and the trial against your own capability. You whisper to yourself, "See, I knew I couldn't do it." And that whisper becomes a shout, and that shout becomes the foundation of your reality. The frustration isn't from a lack of effort. It's from a fundamental misunderstanding of the battlefield. You are fighting a shadow, armed with the wrong weapons, and every defeat feels like a verdict on your soul. You are not at war with your habits. You are at war with a ghost, the ghost of who you think you are supposed to be, judging the reality of who you've decided to be. Let me give you the raw, unvarnished truth, the truth that lives in the silence after the excuses are gone. Discipline is not a punishment you inflict on yourself for being inadequate. It is not a grim, joyless march through hardship. That is a caricature. The real truth is far more profound, far more personal. Discipline is the highest form of self-love you will ever practice. It is the daily, physical proof that you believe in a future version of yourself enough to sacrifice a present comfort for them. It is the ultimate vote of confidence you cast for your own potential. It is not about deprivation. It is about devotion. Devotion to a vision so clear, so compelling that the small temptations of today pale in its light. The shift is this: you must move from asking, "How do I feel?" to declaring what must be done. The person you admire, the person who seems to have this mythical discipline, does not feel like doing it every single day. They have simply decoupled action from emotion. They have made a prior decision about their identity, and they are just following the evidence of that decision. Your life, in this very moment, is a living sculpture, carved by the thousands of small decisions you have made about who you are. Every "I'll start tomorrow" is a chisel stroke. Every "just this once" shapes the clay. You are not undisciplined. You are simply, consistently, choosing an identity that does not require discipline. And you can choose a different one, starting with your very next breath. Now, I need you to feel this in your chest. This is not a theory. This is a transfer of power. You have been given the most potent force in the universe, the power of conscious choice, and you have been using it every day to build a cage. Now, it is time to use it to build a throne. The fuel for this is not positive thinking. It is a sacred rage. A rage against the mediocrity that has been masquerading as comfort. A deep, primal nitrogen monoxide to the part of you that would rather be safe and small than risk being magnificent. You were not born to negotiate with your fears. You were born to walk through them. Every time you choose the harder right over the easier wrong, you are not just doing a task. You are forging your character in the fires of your own will. You are telling the universe, "I matter. My dreams matter. My word to myself matters. Stop looking for the motivation outside. The motivation is the decision itself, the power surges. The moment you choose, definitively, to act in alignment with your highest self, regardless of the whining of your lower self. That whining is the sound of your old identity dying. Let it die. Your destiny is on the other side of that noise. This is where philosophy meets the pavement. This is your blueprint. First, you must perform an identity autopsy. Get brutally honest. Who have you decided you are right? Eat down. I am someone who gets overwhelmed easily. I am someone who doesn't finish things. See it. Acknowledge it. Then, ceremoniously burn that paper. It is a ghost. Now, write your new truth. Write it as a present tense fact. I am a person of focused action. I am a resilient and capable builder. My word to myself is law. This is not a wish. This is your new operating system. Second, you design your environment for victory, not for willpower. You do not ask a recovering alcoholic to tend bar. Do not ask your future-focused self to resist a phone filled with notifications. Unsubscribe from distraction. Pre-make your decisions. Lay out your clothes. Prep your meals. Block your time, all based on the question, what would the person I am becoming do right now? You make the right action, the easiest action. Third, you start a victory ledger. Not a to-do list. A idea'd list. Every single action that aligns with your new identity gets recorded. Got up at 5:30 a.m. Double heat on, finished a report. Write it down, chose water over soda. Write it down. You are collecting irrefutable proof of your transformation. On days you feel weak, you will not read motivational quotes. You will read your victory ledger. You will see the evidence of your own power in your own handwriting. Fourth, you must master the 2-minute rule. When resistance is strongest, you make the commitment tiny. I will just put on my running shoes. I will just open the document and write one sentence. I will just meditate for 60 seconds. You are not committing to the task. You are committing to crossing the initial friction barrier. Action, any action, generates its own momentum. The discipline is in starting, not just in finishing. Now I need you to stand up. Put your feet flat on the ground. Feel the earth beneath you. Place your hand over your heart. Do you feel that? That is a drumbeat of pure potential. That heart has survived every single thing life has thrown at you. It is still beating. You are still here, and that means you are still in the fight. Look at the path behind you. See all the times you gave up. You settled. You took the easy way out. I give you permission to forgive all of it. Right now, let it go. That was the old you, operating on the old lie. That story ends today. From this moment forward, every time you are faced with a choice, snow, see, or rise, scroll, or create, complain, or act, I want you to see a doorway. On one side is the ghost of who you were. It is dim. It is familiar. It is safe. On the other side is the architect of who you are becoming. It is bright. It is unknown. It is powerful. You get to choose which doorway you walk through. And with every step toward the light, you are not just moving toward a goal. You are becoming the kind of person who deserves that goal. You are building a soul that can hold that level of success without collapsing back into old patterns. The world is waiting for the contribution that only you can make, but it can only come from the disciplined, integrated, powerful version of you. Not a harsher you, but a more whole you. A you that can be trusted in the dark when no one is watching. That is where legends are born, in the silent, daily choices that nobody sees, but that everyone will eventually witness in the life you build. I'm speaking to the you that exists 1 year from today. They are standing on higher ground. They look back at this moment, this day, this decision, and they nod. They are proud of you. Not because it was easy, but because it was hard, and you did it anyway. They have a calm in their eyes, a steadiness in their voice, because they know their own word is iron. Your mission, should you choose to accept it, begins in the next 10 minutes. You will do one thing. Just one small thing that your future self would applaud. You will send that email, you will do those 10 push-ups, you will delete that app. And as you do it, you will say, aloud, "This is what I do. This is who I am, Joe Wheelpost. I am rising today in the comments below. Not for me, but as a public declaration to lock in your decision. You will subscribe to this channel, rise today, and you will turn on notifications. Because we are building an army of architects here, and we do not leave our people behind. The truth about discipline is this. It is the daily practice of loving your future self more than you love your present comfort. Now go. Love that future version of you enough to take the first step. The entire journey is waiting in that single, powerful, decisive act.